Hey everybody, my name is Edi Callier, and sitting here in beautiful sunshiny Los Angeles. About a year ago, I released, a year and some change, I released my debut EP, Love the Experience, Volume 1. And since then, I've had a lot of growth. I moved out here to LA, written some new stuff. Volume 2 is about to smack, but I wanted to take some time to just, go back and listen to where my head was at that time. So yeah, this is my reaction video to me. If you haven't heard it yet, well, you're gonna hear it here, but also you can get it online anywhere, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all the things. But here we go, let's listen to it. Love the Experience, Volume 1.
Love. In its broadest essence, it's what wakes us up in the morning, what sends us to rest at night. Passion, ambition, and the act of at times carelessly putting our hearts on the line with the hope that in some way, shape, or form, we may achieve something greater. The love of another, that spark activated by a simple touch, a glance. Those conversations never spoken but mutually understood. The love of God, the love of a mother, father, a sister, or brother, the love for art.
You want to know something interesting? So when I made this project, I actually, one of the thought processes that was going through my mind was that, I'm gonna go ahead and make something like that people who are music nerds like me will dissect and be like, oh shoot, I just heard that. Actually in the intro, it's a little Easter egg here. So in the intro, it's actually the melody for the first song on the project for Art of Me. Yeah. It's the whole thing. It was just Easter egg.
The love for a dream, the love for love itself. See, love is a journey. It has its flaws, shortcomings, hardships, and obstacles, but yet we continue to chase after, fight for, fall in, and grasp onto anything with the slightest resemblance of that fragile yet beautiful euphoria, because that's who we are, and that's what we crave. It's what this world needs, and it's what each and every one of us desires. Therefore, this is a toast to those ups and downs and everything in between. This is a toast to the experience, to love the experience. These days go.
Nah, bro. You're not about to skip through my whole Nah, bro. You gotta go in the right order, bro. I was gonna take that out, but I'm not gonna take it out because I intentionally, if you listen to the whole project, you'll notice that it feels like the songs kind of flow together. It's because they actually do. That was actually on purpose. It's called Love the Experience. So I wanted to create something that felt like an entire experience, something that was like you get in there and then you're in that world, And so because of that, I tried to make the world cohesive, make all the songs flow into each other, complement each other and all of that, and ultimately tell a story. It's pretty much a story of spiritual, emotional redemption. It's you start off there's the preface, which is the intro, telling about pretty much what the story is, and then it's Art to Me, it starts with that toxic love kind of situation, and then it goes into Monster, and it's all right, so now I'm chasing after this thing, chasing after this love, chasing after this, whatever it is that you're chasing after. And then Roll is all right, so now I'm here, but I don't think I really wanted to be here to begin with. And then someone else is now that I've been here for a while, I realize that when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I don't know who this person is. And then Alone is all right, so now I gotta pull myself away from that. I gotta remember who I was when I got into this. and then float away is like, all right, so now I spend some time doing some shadow work and like, you know, try to figure out who I am and of myself. And so, you know, now if I need to float away for a little bit just to, you know, keep my sanity, it took all this time to get back to living my life, and I just want to stay in this state of mind, you know. Free my heart is cutting those loose ends. Sometimes even after we've done the shadow work and after all that, we find ourselves in a position where we still end up, you know, going back to those situations that we walked away from. But it's just saying like, will you free my heart? Will you let me like, you know, live without the thought of trying to get back to you, essentially. And then ready to love is like, all right, cool, I've done the work, I've done the process, and now I'm here at a place where my heart is open again, and my mind is open again, and my spirit is open again, and I'm ready to receive and give love uninhibitedly once again. And so it's a whole like thing. It's a whole thing. Like it's very intentional the way that everything on the project was put together. And yeah. Okay, anyway, so enough of me talking. Let's listen to more music.
I don't wanna follow. Just wanna be the one you want, the one you need, the one you see in your dream.
You know, fun fact about this song, right? When I first made this song, I actually, it was something different than anything that I had ever like worked on before. It was something different than what I'd ever like done. And so, I'm not even gonna lie, I was kind of nervous. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna toss this out on SoundCloud as, you know, just a kind of test single. I was calling it my weird stuff. And the thing about it is, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And I was just like, I don't know if other people will. And then I put it out there, and like, you know, the love that I got from it was so like beautiful. And you know, I had a couple people like, say stop calling it weird stuff. It's just me. It's who I am. And so one of the things I wanted to showcase on this project was like all aspects of me, right? And so that's why that's the first song on the project, because it's kind of like, if you're in it for this, then you'll be down for the rest of the project. You with it? Cool. Well, let's go on the rest of this journey together. Like, it's one of those kind of things, you know. I'm really glad that, oh my gosh, I love this record. Okay, here we go.
Like how you want me. How you want me.
Yeah. Also, fun fact. So I produced and wrote all the songs. Really, I don't know. I really like it.
We ran on your side.
I'm gonna try gotta stop pausing. But essentially, like one of my goals with this project when I made it was I actually have done a lot of work for other artists and things like that, and written and produced and, you know, played for a bunch of other artists and things. And, you know, I've been in the studio since I was a kid, and I've made so many records. I've made so many records, like, with the idea of performing them live. But with this project, I made a body of work that I just enjoyed, you know? And it's so funny because the idea of the music industry essentially is to make stuff that sounds like what's on the radio so that it can play on the radio alongside the things that are on the radio. But I literally intentionally did the exact opposite. I made an entire project of stuff that I didn't hear on the radio because I don't listen to the radio. Like, a lot of the stuff that's playing on the radio, not to knock anybody, it's just not like my bag. But I made a body of work that I just really enjoyed listening to. And for the first time, I found myself in a place where I could just like my stuff, you know? Like, if I wanted to just chill and listen to some music, I could turn on my own stuff and actually say this is something I vibe with. So I don't know, that's one thing that meant a lot to me. I mean, like, it's so interesting when you do a whole project by yourself, because it's kind of like, you know, you want to be able to give credence to other people and, like, be able to celebrate other people. But at the same time, there's something so personal and special about doing something yourself and then liking it, like really genuinely liking it, because we're all our own worst critics. And so for me to, like, really enjoy it, that's like, that's a whole vibe. Anyway, okay, let's get back into it.
We swim in the sky. We did all they said we could undo. But in the end, was it all a lie?
Okay, all right, okay, all right. I said I was gonna stop, but here we go. Okay, so with this record and with a lot of the records, you know, like, over the years at shows and things like that, people would say, so what does your music sound like? Who do you sound like? Or, like, who are some of the artists that you listen to and everything like that? And at the time, before this project, I'd tell them what I wanted my music to sound like, and nothing that I had out represented that. One of my favorite bands that's out right now is Imagine Dragons. I can call myself a true fan of, like, a few people. I respect and admire and love a lot of people's music, and in a way I'm a fan of a lot of people, but, like, one of the, like I'm a super fan of Imagine Dragons and Anderson .Paak. Those are some people I can, like, watch their show on YouTube, and, like, I know what song is coming next, and I know the transition. Like, it's a thing. It's a whole thing. So, you know, with this song right here, I actually made a playlist on my phone of just 6-8 pop records, you know, and I actually made that after I made this project, but I included this song on there because 6-8 just makes me feel good for whatever reason. That's actually, for all the music nerds out there, 6-8 time signature is, like, my favorite time signature. It just makes me feel good for whatever reason. And so, you know, and that actually comes into play later on in the project. And just to show you how deeply I thought about this project, right? So 6-8 is something that makes me feel good. And so with this song, you know, this song is pretty much talking about how, like, sometimes we can chase after a person, chase after a thing, and then turn into something we never thought we wanted to be. But also, even in that, we can be doing what it is that we love, or in the sphere of something that makes us happy. And so this song is in 6/8 specifically because it's like, it's one of my favorite time signatures. Well, it is my favorite time signature, but it's like the message is talking about how I don't know who I am in this sphere of things. And so, yeah. Anyway, all right, let's get to the record. Sorry. And then also too, when I was producing this record, first thing I thought of was like, festival season is gonna come. And then 2020 happened, of course. But I was like, festival season is gonna come. I can't wait to see people like, yeah. Like sea of like hundreds of thousands of people just like, you know, in unison singing the line. Like that's, it's like one of my biggest dreams and goals and visions. And yeah. So I'm gonna look back at this video and be like, hey, look, I did it. Anyway, here we go.
I feel like I've been trying way too hard to get back to you. I don't know this monster I've become. Oh, look what you done me. Oh, look what.
At some point in time, I'm gonna stop pausing this. But when I made this project, one of the things I was thinking about was the fact that most of my favorite songs to this day, I heard them in video games and movies and TV shows and things like that. And so, like, when I made the project, I really made it, like, I geared it towards that, towards like being able to be seen on TV or in movies or heard in video games and things like that. And so I tried to like make something that felt epic, you know, that felt big, that felt like larger than car radio, essentially. Anyway, yeah, here we go.
What you love, what you done. Yeah. Look what you done to me. If I had the chance, oh, I would ask more questions. I was so blind, let my life be swept up. And if I keep holding on to you, will I lose the grip on who I am? If you told me the truth, would I still do it all again?
That's one of my favorite lines on the project. And if I keep holding on to you, will I lose the grip on who I am? And if you told me the truth, would I still do it all again? Like, I love that line so much because it's so deep and it hits so hard. It hits home for me in particular. It's like, I really like this project, guys. Okay. Here we go.
I feel like I've been trying way too hard to get back to you. Oh no, this monster I've become. Oh, look what you've done to me. Yeah, look what you've done to me.
Okay, and we're back. Continuing.
Look what you've done to me. So look what you've done. Look what you've done, what you've done. I just wanna go, I just wanna go right. I just wanna go, I just wanna go.
So, fun fact, one of the things about being chocolate and living in Atlanta, especially at the time I was living there, you're kind of expected to have a certain kind of like hip hop trap type of like vibe to you, you know, in your stuff. And the thing about it is that's like the biggest market for it out there. But that wasn't what I wanted to do, especially like having worked with so many hip hop artists and things like that. I wanted to go in my own direction, my own path. But when I made the decision at the end of 2019 to move to Los Angeles and I came out here to visit, I started writing this song. And so, funny thing about it is, it just so happened to be that the trappiest song that I have on my project was like pretty much my goodbye song to Atlanta. When I was young, I actually moved to Georgia with my parents, and I never really wanted to move to the South because I'm from Portland, Oregon originally. I never really wanted to be in the South. And so from the time that we moved there to like, you know, the time that I left, there was always this inkling like I really didn't want to be there. But there were so many people that I met, so many people, so many connections that I made, so many like, you know, genuine like loving friendships and things that I had in Atlanta that I cherish still to this day. And, you know, in the song, it talks about how, you know, I won't leave yet, I know I'm your ride, I gotta get out of here. Like, there's a lot of stuff, you know, like I know we're in this together, but I gotta hop to the other side of the country, you know. But then when I wrote this song, I made it like super like surface level so that it can be interpreted. However, it's like a choose your own, you know, story kind of situation. And so since I released this, I didn't really put out the story of like what this was about, because I wanted to see what people felt from it. And since I put it out, so many people have told me how it's related to them in their journeys and in their stories. You know, some people getting out of relationships or careers that had them trapped, or, you know, abusive situations and all that other stuff like that. Talking about like how it was a part of their process of healing. And that's all I really want to do. I really want to be able to, because music is the universal language that people, regardless of where they're from or what they do, like all people can understand. And, you know, like when you feel that and it does something within you, I just want to be able to, in some way, shape, or form, make the world some kind of better place through the universal language of music. Anyway, getting back to the record, because I love this record. It kind of slaps. In fact, I'm going to start it again because I really love the drop.
I just wanna go right. I just wanna go, I just wanna go. I just wanna go right now. We've been in this party all night. I've been trying to go since we arrived. I wanna get out of here. Feels like it's been a million years. You can just leave me outside. I won't leave yet, I know I'm your ride, but I gotta get out of here. Just call me when you're ready, yeah. Let me know. Let me know if you wanna go. Let me know when you're ready to go. Let me know if you want. Tell me when to turn on all the lights. Don't wanna wait, but if I need to, I'll try. I just need to get out of here.
So this was actually a song inspired by several true stories. People who know me know that I'm not really like, I'm like on a natural high. Yeah, I don't really like drink or do, you know, any of this stuff. But I do like to hang out and I do like to have fun. You know, when I'm not, I'm an introverted extrovert. You know, when I'm in my extrovert mode, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so the thing is, when I was younger, I used to be like the designated driver because I didn't, you know, do all the stuff. And I know somebody watching this, if not everyone, has had that experience where you go to a place like a club or a party or whatever, and then you get there and you're like, I don't really want to be here. And so then you get inside and you're like, yeah, no, I want to go. But you're like the driver, you're like the person that's taking everybody home. So it's like, yeah, just let me know when they turn on the lights, because when they turn on the lights, that means it's over. Tell me when they turn on the lights. I won't leave yet. I know I'm your ride, but I gotta get out of here. Like, and then the next line says, you got all your friends inside, but I just want to live my life somewhere far off away from here. Like, I really don't want to be here. I just want to go have fun, like, in a place not here. I mean, I know you got your people, and I know you're, like, doing your thing in there, but it's not what I want to do. And so, yeah, like, it was just a larger metaphor for, for the move, but also, like, on the surface, it is based on a true story, based on several true stories. So, yeah, that's a little thing there, a little nugget.
Please don't make me come in again. You got all your friends inside. Well, I'm just trying to live my life somewhere far away from here. I'll see you when you're ready. Let me know if you wanna. Let me know. Trying to go.